Hi everyone, this is Jessica L'Whor here, and I'm here with Ask a L'Whor. So this is my 10th video. Yes, it seems like so long since I've done one of these videos. I'm getting ready for the gig at Uptown. We're doing campy drag, and so I did some different style makeup techniques for today. Like I said, it's been a long time, it seems like, since I've done an Ask L'Whor, and I still have questions that I wanted to ask. But if you didn't know, I recently moved to Denver, so I no longer have to commute to Denver and Fort Collins back and forth all the damn time, which is really exciting. Yeah, so I'm coming to you live from my new room slash drag lab. As you can see, the wigs and whatnot behind me. My subscribers kind of slowed down, but the views on the videos are still going up, and so that's very exciting. So make sure that you continue to view the videos, share the videos, tag people that might like them, and ask any kind of question that you would like an answer to. I'm kind of nervous for this question, excuse me. I'm kind of nervous for this question that I got, but I'm going to be very upfront and very blunt about it because you asked it and I said I'd answer it. So the question is two parts. What do you see as rising talent in the Denver drag community? I want to start off by saying that there's so many stars in Denver. There's so much drag, there's so many different types of performers, there's so much going on that people are, every day I feel like there's a new drag queen or drag king or performer that is trying to get into the business, and I think that there was a count of like over 200 or something like that total in Colorado of drag and people that are regularly doing drag or something like that. Ridiculous, over a large amount, over a concentration of drag. And so I kind of broke that question up into three different parts. So in terms of rising talent in Denver drag, and I didn't limit it to Denver, so I'm doing Colorado drag based off of performances I've seen, based off of who I've met in the community, based off of who I've gotten to work with, and so this is all taken into consideration. And then I categorized it, because that's what I do with everything, into three different groups of rising drag talent. And so the first one is very, 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 very new to the scene, have performed, maybe haven't performed yet, but they're just starting out. And in that category, people that I see on the rise, if they make the right moves and they have the right guidance and the right attitude about it, are people like Lithia Morose, Holly Monroe, Lola Gag. Those are the first three that come to mind that I've gotten to interact with and that I think have a lot of potential for future endeavors in the drag world. Following that, I have never met her, but I get to meet her tonight, and I've seen her perform. She gives off this powerhouse energy that is so unique to a beginning drag star. And so Zara is a shout out for Zara, because I think that she has a lot of potential with the right crowd. And the last is a homegirl from Fort Collins, is Piper DeBulge. All of these girls I've either worked with or I've met or I've just watched perform, and off the top of my head, all have qualities about them that make them have the potential for rising talent at the level that they're at. Moving next category is those drag performers that are not necessarily new to the scene. They've performed, they regularly perform, but they're starting to get a lot of recognition in the community, which I think is amazing. And I want to highlight in people that I think that have a lot of rising star potential in that group of people would be people like Veronica Taylor, who is being booked regularly now and is continuing to change looks and get recognition for that. Daphne Decato, who I still think is one of the most head-to-toe put-together performers ever. Adam Clambert, a rising drag king. He was an Ultimate Queen. He is continuing to get out there and make a staple for drag kings that want to get out there, and I think that's really awesome. Excuse my nose. Anka Shane, a lot of attention, a lot of popularity, getting booked at different places, and is in the All-Stars competition, was just an Ultimate Queen the last season, and so she's on the rise too. And then Gemini Sky from Colorado Springs, very talented, very unique in her style. I think now that she's starting to get into the Denver scene, that this is a very great opportunity for her. But these five performers specifically, off the top of my head, are the ones that stand out to me, or that I've worked with, I've seen perform, or I've had conversations with, or good interactions that have the potential, again, to be rising stars in the Denver drag scene or the Colorado drag scene, if with the right steps and the right attitude and everything like that. So that's really positive. The last group of people are people that are highlighted. You'd be like, well, they're already stars. But I think that these people specifically have so much more room to grow and so much more challenges ahead of them that they're not done rising. They're getting so much closer. They've worked past those other stages and that they're really up there. And it's either because of their makeup style, it's either because of their performance style, who they are as a person, their creativity, and their artistic abilities. There's a specific reason why I picked these girls that come to mind, and it's no shade to anybody else. Everybody, again, in the same level, there's so many girls at this point that are in this category that it's hard to decide. But if I had to bring it down, I would pick Mia Stacks, continuously finding new shows to host, powerhouse on the mic, powerhouse performance, gorgeous queen, great attitude about it as well, and has a completely different type of following. Evie Oddly, probably one of the most artistic queens in Denver. Tries new things, isn't afraid to go out of the box, surprises you every single time, has reveals, which I'm a reveal lover, so that's why she's got my heart there. Manny Queen, who is a powerhouse all the time, has her own aesthetic, her own style of drag, but goes outside of the box at these rare moments that just makes me fall more in love with. She's currently competing in All Stars 2 and is proving it even more. Kylie Michaels, top 3 best lip syncs I've ever experienced, and I've said that since I met her 3 years ago. She's top 3 lip sync for me. She's somebody that I can watch and stare at and emotionally be connected to because of her lip sync and her style, and she's really has that going for her. Valerie Shears, somebody again that continues to surprise and has a beat ass face, somebody that nobody else can beat a mug like Valerie Shears. Cristal, powerhouse dancer, great personality, again thinks outside the box with performance, but can make you fall in love with her by doing a 30-second song or an 11.5-minute song. Bella Couture, just won Ultimate Queen, continues to try new things, go outside of her comfort zone. She's really hard on herself, but she has so much on the rise. When I think of beauty and I think of grace, I think of Lacey, not necessarily Grace. When I think of beauty and I think of somebody that has the flexibility to go outside of their comfort zone and nail it and come back to something that they know and that they're able to be beautiful and pretty, but they're not set in this box, I think of Lacey Vanderpump. When I think of somebody that's kind and professional and knows how to book a gig, that's who I think of as Lacey Vanderpump. So those, 3, 6, 9 girls, I think have, again, that rising talent in Denver in that category to be even bigger and better and grander and do pageants or RuPaul's or be, internationally known and travel and get booked everywhere. Those are people that I think have so much going for them. The second part to this question is, which queen or queens, and I'm just going to say performers, do you want to see more of in the Denver drag community? Okay, I made a list for this one because I wanted to make sure I really thought this out, because there are so many people that are underrepresented for whatever reason that don't perform regularly enough. Either they don't want the gigs or they're not working to want the gigs, or their attitude's bad or whatever it is. But these are performers that I've enjoyed watching in the past for various reasons, or I've interacted with because of who they are, and I think need to be recognized more in the Denver drag scene. First is Kylie Vanderpump. I know that she's in All Stars now. In terms of the most gorgeous paint, hands down, I've said it since I met her a long time ago, I think it's Kylie Vanderpump. I think that she has the most beautiful paint, always. I like that she's recently going out of her comfort zone a lot. Danielle Decato. The House of Decato knows what it means to be head to toe, expensive, put together, detail-oriented. Every stone is in place. Everything has a purpose. They don't just go to a gig to go to a gig and throw whatever they have. They strategically know what they're wearing for what point, and that is something that I want to see more of in the Denver drag scene. I think that she brings it. Lala Shears, beautiful paint, amazing body, she's a phenomenal performer that I think that needs to be out more and booked more, and I think needs to be out and about from the House of Shears. The House of Shears as a whole is a powerhouse, but her specifically has put in so much work. She's a fantastic host. She has the ability to be funny, especially when she's been drinking. But I want to see more of Lala Shears in Denver. Natalia Winters, she's from Fort Collins, and I know her personally, and that's maybe makes me biased, but I know that she constantly is like, well, I don't know if I want to go to Denver all the time, but she is a performer to be reckoned with. She is, again, my top 3 best lip syncs that I ever would experience from a drag performer. She's somebody that you can look and you just can't stop staring at her mouth because she nails every word, enunciates it. It's just perfect and beautiful. Again, she also is the top 3 best bodies in terms of padding and how she works it, which is one of my biggest pet peeves with padding is it doesn't look right or it's miscolored, and she knows how to nail it. She needs more recognition, I think, outside of Fort Collins, and I think that she is an incredible person and performer and amazing to work with. And kind of going outside of the queen spectrum, I want to see more bio queens and especially drag kings. I want to see the Mile High Kingdom perform at all these venues. They're phenomenal performers. They're good looking as drag kings, first of all. Second of all, they're great people. Third of all, they know how to perform and get a crowd just going and feeling it. And drag kings can be sexy, let's be honest. Next is, and I haven't heard from her or seen her in a while, but Mona Lisa England. She is one of the performers that I think is the, again, top 3 most creative performers, using themes and concepts and going outside the box and gluing things that I would never glue ever to my crotch, and that's saying something. But she comes up with these ideas or these concepts and completely nails them. She's so good with her hands and creating outfits, and I wish that there was more of her. Scarlet Red is next. I feel like she's so underrepresented, and it's so, her makeup is so flawless and so precise, and her costumes and her outfits and everything are so unique to her style of era drag, which isn't done. She has vintage, she has glamour, her face is completely beat all the time, and I think that she needs to get more into Denver. Next is Jessica Van Veer. She used to perform in Denver a long time ago. She kind of reminds me of Nina Flower. She's the only performer that I've ever said that I think she's fierce. I hate that word, but I look at her performances and I literally think what she does is fucking fierce, which is a big deal. Jessica Van Veer is coming back this fall, and I'm bringing her to Denver, but I hope that people see the talent and the amazing, elaborate, over-the-top makeup and outfits that she puts together and can nail, and so she is fierce. Last is, or not last, Cardiac Arrest. Kind of took a break for a while. I think she's doing school, but she's another one that's top 3 best bodies with a beat mug, with over-the-top costumes. I think that she's somebody that has so much, and she does so much with nails, and I don't do nails. I loved her season of Ultimate Queen. I loved her the most that season, and she started to fade out, and I think she needs to be brought back, and I'm glad that she's in the show tonight at Charlie's, so go check her out, and she deserves to be booked. Next is Anya Nees. She's technically from Colorado and Denver, but she was the most different in her aesthetic in drag. She was a person that was witty, comical. She was very similar to Bianca Del Rio in a lot of ways, but her performance style was, there's no one like her when she was in Denver. She did very well in her season of Ultimate Queen, but there's nobody like her ever in Denver, and so I would love to see that come back, that mixture of beautiful, campy, with the ability of punk and funny and sexual humor and all of that. I would love to see that come back. So if you get a chance to fly her out or she comes back, book her. Next is old school drag is so gone, and I hate that. I hate that that Nina Montalto's not performing a lot anymore, and Rosa Marie Sugarbaker and Brittany Michaels and Harley Quinn. That is the drag that I stare at and I want to be. I want to be this head-to-toe expensive piece of art and glamour that showcases makeup that is an older style, but I think that there's so much to learn from that, and I have no idea how that happened. my phone just went off. It was like a ghost. But I want that old school drag back, and I want them to be showcased and booked more in Denver, and not just, oh, well, nobody wants to watch them, or oh, you know, they do things different. Well, yeah, of course they do things different. Everybody does things freaking different. But if you actually pay attention and you're not just a drunk fool, you'll pay attention and notice that they're doing things that nobody else, again, unless you're in the big pageant system, does. And when you think of, oh, yes, them. Last is my bio male performers. I think they're also underrepresented because, oh, well, they're not really doing drag or they're not really doing performance. But one of my favorite male performers is Enzo Spanik. Always bringing costume, always trying different things. Great lip sync, sex appeal's always there. But it's not just a guy dancing around in a shiny outfit. No, there's a whole concept and everything put together that makes him a bio male or just a male performer, a bio king, male performer, whatever, that I think is also underrepresented in the Denver community. So I wanted to spend just that time on that one question, really kind of put my thoughts out there. I'm more than happy to explain further why or who or I categorize, or I'm really weird on categorizing different performers and like my top favorites and stuff like that. And so if you like this video or if you hated this, comment with your favorites down below, or people that I maybe have missed. It's nothing against anybody if you didn't come to mind. And so know that my love is still there for everybody and all that good stuff, because that's who I am. But I can go into further detail if you'd like me to. I'm not afraid to. Anyway, thank you for watching Ask L'Whor number 10. Again, comment below with any questions that you'd like me to answer in the future. Try to stump me. It's going to happen. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please hit subscribe. Share these videos. Find me on Facebook and like my page. Find me on Instagram at @the_L.whor. And I will see you all next time. Okay, bye-bye.